are so happy to have you here. This is our first video at our new studio. This is our home studio. We'll span around the next time. We're still got things to work out, but it's awesome, and we'll be able to do a lot of classes from here. This is our basic class. This is our Flowers 101. This is a class, if you've never done flowers, is where I would start with you. Hopefully everyone gathered some flowers. If you didn't, just watch, and then you can implement what we did at another time. So if you got our flowers, you should have roses, an ostemeria, some daisy palms, and then some filler flowers, just depending on which bunch that you got, and some little extra greenery. So if you want, you can spread all your flowers out so you can get to them easily. In the floral business, we use a knife when we cut our flowers, but I recommend y'all get some clippers and even some scissors. They don't have to be real sharp, but anything that will cut the stems. None of these stems are very hard to cut. But make sure you do have some clippers and or scissors. Now, we are doing a very small arrangement in a very small vase, and if you have a vase with a very big opening, you're not going to have enough flowers to do it. So something with about a 3-4 inch opening should work. In our business, when we do an arrangement this small, we will take our floral tape and we will grid our container. But I didn't know how to get floral tape for everyone, so y'all are going to get to do it with a lot of greenery that we normally wouldn't use this much greenery. This is our leather leaf. Leather leaf is a product that's been used in the floral industry forever, and it's a very good basic greenery to use. It's a greenery that a lot of times we'll use as a base, and then we put something else, a little bit nicer greenery on top. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a grid with our greenery. So you're going to want to cut your greenery pretty short for this vase, so probably maybe twice the height of your vase. And you're going to cut it, and you're going to put 2 pieces across from each other. So you're going to have them right across from each other in the vase. And if you can intertwine a few of the green leaves, that would be great. We want a little bit of heavy leaf at the top of the vase just to help the grid be tighter, but for the most part, you don't want leaves down in the water, but we can worry about that later. So you've got 2, if you can see it, they're across from each other, they crisscross. So now we'll take 2 more, and we are going to crisscross the other way. So turn your vase. You're going to want to crisscross into your greenery. The better you get this in there tight, the better your flowers aren't going to float around. And then you're going to crisscross the other side. Real basic, real simple, but you should have kind of like a teepee in your water. So once you have your teepee, now we're going to keep crossing over. You're going to put your next piece in at another angle, and then you're going to turn your vase and the next piece in. And this is a very traditional, basic 101 way to do flowers and to get you a nice strong grid to put your flowers into. This is kind of how you do a traditional dozen roses, except you leave your greenery a lot bigger and you have a taller vase. And what we do with the dozen roses is we call it a kiss. So you put the front of the greenery together, put them together, call it a kiss. And this would finish off gridding your vase with greenery. And your kiss goes into the very center together, so they'll always be together. So that should be pretty tight. And hopefully that will hold. If you have a little extra greenery, not the wispy greenery, but just if there's extra greenery, you can go ahead and put a little of that in and keep going. When you put something in, you want to turn your vase and keep going at an angle. So this arrangement we want to be enjoyed all the way around. So we're going to basically space our flowers out with what we have to work with, and everything will have its place, and it will be a balanced arrangement. So we're gonna take our roses first because they're our focal flower in this arrangement. This is the biggest flower we have, and that's what we call our focal flower. So we're gonna take our roses, and I've already cut these pretty short. And with roses, you may get them sometime and think there's something wrong with them, and if they're hard and they look pretty from the front, they are very fresh. You don't see anything on the stem that looks old, but you might see some leaves on the side and you're wondering, why does that look bad? We call these guard petals, and it's just nature's way of growing the outside petal. And we take, if they look really bad or it kind of guards the rest of the rose, we'll take these off. It doesn't hurt it at all, just pull it off. So, let me see which one. So now we're gonna take our rose and we're gonna take it into the center where we put our kiss. We're gonna trim it. And the other key to flowers to stay fresh is to trim at an angle. So if you're using clippers, cut at an angle. You want it to look like sharp angle. That will help the rose get more water. So we're gonna go right down in the middle. And since we're working with an easy number 5, we're gonna do it similar to how we do our greenery. We'll do the next 2 across from each other. And so we're still crisscrossing into our grid to keep our flowers tight. So I'm gonna pull some guard petals off, make sure it looks pretty. Our next little guy. So that's our basic little framed out. We framed our arrangement with our roses. Everyone's gonna enjoy it if it's sitting in the middle of your table. Everyone will have something to look at. And then basically now we just fill in where we choose to with our extra flowers. And I have daisy palms, and these aren't gonna show, so we're gonna pull those off so they don't get the arrangement too full. And I'm gonna put these up toward the top of our roses. And a good way you can measure your flower, if you want it to go in your vases, turn it upside down. I want it to go right there, so I'll cut right there. And that should be the right length to go in right there. So, we did have a wedding this weekend. I want to give a shout out to Tina and Mel, because we had, if you can tell, we had a beautiful yellow wedding planned for today. And to be socially conscious and to keep everybody safe, that wedding will be in August. And we will move our yellow flowers to August and hopefully be able to celebrate by then. But everybody needs to be conscious of everyone else, keep everybody healthy. So we're gonna do all we can to do our part. Okay, so I've got my little daisy palms in the center to help fill out the arrangement. And then for some accent, I've got some Ostomeria. And I want to tell you something about Ostomeria. It's kind of like tulips. If you've had tulips before, you might notice they follow the sun. Tulips follow the sun. So when you get an arrangement and you're like, why does it look like that? Or why is it crazy? Or what did the florist do? Well, the florist didn't do anything. It's nature. And wherever the sun is brightest, this tulip's going to go that direction. Also, Ostomeria and tulips, once you put them in water, they're going to grow. They're going to continue growing. They may grow a ½ inch to an inch. So you need to think about that when you put them in your container. So when you put this in your container, I wouldn't want this taller than everything else. So I would put it at least a ½ inch lower, knowing that it's going to grow up or out. So that's a good thing to remember also. Another thing about Ostomeria, let me show you one that we haven't cleaned yet. Ostomeria is kind of a miracle flower. This flower alone, these are very fresh. And if I sent these to you, this flower is gonna last 3, maybe 4 weeks if you keep it in fresh water. These leaves don't last any time at all. So we just pull them off, or I do, and I'll pinch off these. So they tend to turn brown. This flower here, if you want something that's going to last a long time and you like to keep flowers at your house, you get a lot of blooms. It opens up really pretty. This one's not even opened all the way, but it's a great flower if you want something that's going to last a while. Okay, so in our arrangement, we've got our ostomerium spaced out. We've got our roses. And now that I've got this strong in here, I can pull these up. And another thing about your flowers, if they don't touch the bottom of the vase, you've got your greenery full enough, and you remember to keep your water level to where the flowers can get water, they'll last longer. If they're floating in the water, they'll last longer. They don't have to be touching the bottom of the vase. And now you should have either, if you got flowers from us, you should have some kind of just small filler flower. So this is our primary flower, our roses, our focal point flowers. Our secondary flowers are going to be our daisies and our ostomerium. And then you should have some what we call filler flowers. And you're just going to put those wherever you choose to, just to kind of fill in your arrangement and make it a little fuller. Or if you have a spot that's kind of got, sometimes you'll see a dark spot and you think, oh, I'll put something there. That's what these are for. And now does go all the way around. But what we're going to do is, for fun, we're going to find a spot and just we're going to make a little bit of a front, but it's still going to be pretty from all the way around. And we're going to take our eucalyptus, and if you'll kind of massage it a little bit, it'll bend down. Just to have a little more interest, we're going to bend that down, let that hang down a little bit. You have another one. It's always fun to have something coming down in front of your vase. So, and I threw in a little lily grass. This is called lily grass. And just for fun, if you massage it, it'll curl just a little bit more. It'll soften it up just on the back side. And I call it love knots. I like to put a knot in the end, just a little knot. And just for a little more movement in our arrangement, a little more fun. So where we consider what we kind of accented the front, we will take our lily grass, we're going to cook it in, and just kind of let it swing down. And you've got your kind of a little sweet little extra. So this is why I call this Flowers 101. It's a beautiful little arrangement. It's nice and full. You can make it for anyone. If you didn't get enough greenery, you can pick greenery from your yard. You can, just about anything will work. And if we have this for like maybe say Easter or Passover, virtual family gathering at this point, you can have something where you've already got something on your table. It's a plant, so it's going to last a long time. And it's been there for a few weeks. And just to brighten it up, just to make it a special, something so simple added to something that's been on your table for a few weeks would help brighten it up and make it more special. So basic arrangements can go a long way in a lot of places. So I wish I could ask questions, but I guess we'll do that another time. But this is our basic 101 flower class. So if you ever want to do a class with your children or with a group of friends and you've never done flowers, just say, hey, I want to do that basic 101 class, and we'll get a lot of tips. And one thing about your arrangement, you should be able to pull it out. And leather tends to get broken as you push in flowers. So you want to dump out the water if you've got leaves in your water. Put fresh water in here, rinse all this out. You can cut everything now, make sure it's all kind of the same size. But you can pull that out, and it should hold together really well if you've done your grid with your stems. And then just put fresh water in there again so you don't have any green leaves or anything residue from the leather leaf floating in your arrangement. I'll add water to that one. So that is our Flowers 101 class. Now, I do want to tell y'all what we've been doing for delivery. We are still delivering. We're being extremely careful. We keep our blue gloves in our car. If we go anywhere, we wear our blue gloves. We've got our Germex in our car. As long as we have gloves and Germex and we're allowed, we will deliver. We will deliver to your door or to someone that is taking flowers, or like the hospital will deliver to them and they will take them to the room. But we are being extremely careful all our packaging, and once we go to packaging, like if I was going to take this to your grandmother, I would make sure my gloves were on, I had my sanitizer on, and the vase was clean. There's everything we can do to help, we will, but we've noticed when we do take flowers to people, because not very many people are sending anything, people are so joyful, and everybody just wants something. So we're doing our part, doing all we can to keep everybody safe and to send a little joy out there. So if we have to do it online, we'll do it online, but I hope you can enjoy that arrangement. And then our next class is going to be April 6th. We're going to switch to Mondays. I'm going to try to do a class, or it may not be a class, but just some tips or something you can do in your garden or do with flowers. It's going to be April 6th, and it'll be at 1 o'clock after Kathy Nutt's workout class. I hope y'all are watching her and getting back in shape. Great time to get in shape and learn online. So what I want you to do next week is we're going to go scavenging for flowers. And if you have a neighbor who has lots of flowers, get permission. Or if you have lots of flowers, hopefully you have your own. Pick a few flowers, but we're going to do something a little more, arty. We're going to do Ikebana. I'll call it Southern Girls style of Ikebana because I'm a Southern girl and I will probably not even get close to how this is such a important flower design technique that I will give you my version of that. And what I want is, we need a couple of, they don't have to have blossoms on them, but we need 2 to 3 just really fun sticks, and they can come off a tree, off a bush, out of your yard. If you really need extra, then we have them, call us and we'll bring you flowers again. But for next time, you should be able to use what's in your yard, and even if it's just greenery, all greenery, we will make it something special together. Anyway, I think that's all we have. I want everyone to stay healthy, stay safe, keep your social distancing, and let's get through this together. As long as we are quarantined, we will try to bring some kind of joy to you once a week. Peace out. Love you.